So I originally was not going to make a video today. In fact, I'm packing, and that's why there's nothing behind me. But my God, I just watched the Nintendo Direct, and it was amazing. There was like a lot of high notes, a couple of low notes, and a couple of like, what kind of notes? And I just wanted to give kind of my perspective on this whole thing, because, man, it was wild. So the Direct opened up with, it's kind of echoey in here, isn't it? Because there's nothing in here. Sorry. It actually opened up with some Monster Hunter Rise news. They have a new paid DLC coming out in 2022. It looks like it's going to be pretty big. Now, it's called Sunbreak, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be like the same kind of size as something like Iceborne was, where Iceborne was a massive DLC, basically a second game. I kind of feel like that's the kind of route Capcom is going to keep going with these Monster Hunter games, which is awesome, because Iceborne was amazing. It revitalized the game for me. So, you know, this is going to be really good for Monster Hunter Rise fans. The next thing, though, is one of those lows I was talking about, and that is the Mario Party Ultimate, or whatever the hell they're calling it. I am still salty about Mario Party on the Switch. I bought that game day one, and I was looking forward to having that Mario Party fun. And you know what? It lacked content, it lacked functionality, and this Mario Party, whatever the hell they're calling it, I think it's Ultimate or something, it has all the stuff that the original one, like, should have had. And the fact that they're, like, making you buy it again, it's not for me. I don't care. It's coming out in October if you care, but I personally am just, like, totally burnt on that. The next thing they showed, though, was this really cool-looking RPG called Isle of Cards. Basically, think like a tabletop RPG that you'd play at your house, a card-based one. And that's what this is. All the characters, abilities, environments, enemies, everything is cards. It's all card-based. And it looks very interesting. It comes out in October, and they actually have a demo that is coming out today, and the game itself comes out October 28th. So if it's something that interests you, definitely look into that. The next one is a game that I missed before, and now it's coming on the Switch, and that is Disco Elysium Final Cut. It's coming out October 12th, and a physical copy will be coming out early next year, so that's something to look into. Hyrule Warriors 2 is getting an expansion pass, another game I kind of passed on. I don't really like Warriors games. Chocobo Racing GP. Now, this is like Chocobo Racing's like Final Fantasy Mario Kart, and it's coming out 2022. It looked really fun. They kind of showed how you get the power-ups that are basically like your Final Fantasy spells, and you can stack them, so like Fire, Firaga. Very interesting, very cool. So then they had a cool kind of, not really announcement, more like a tease, I guess. But October 5th, so just right next week, they're going to finally show the last Super Smash Bros. Character, which was pretty cool. But following Sakurai, the announcements of Sakurai doing that, they showed something that was a huge interest to me, and that is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Now, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, you know, at first I see Kirby, I'm like, okay, what's this all about? And then all of a sudden, it's like a full-on 3D platformer, and like, you know, I loved Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards, and it was like pretty close to a 3D platformer. I mean, it's 2.5D, but I mean, it felt like it was almost 3D. I don't know. This game has piqued my interest, and it's spring 2022. I'm all about it. Next couple things they had were kind of some updates to existing games. One of them is they're going to have a direct for Animal Crossing. Now, I know a lot of people love Animal Crossing. I'm not. I've never really played it myself, so I have no care about it personally. But you know, it's a direct for free content, and free content is good content. So hopefully, if you're an Animal Crossing fan, it will be something that you will be enjoying. Mario Golf is getting an update with 2 new characters, the Koopa and the Ninja, whatever that little guy is from the I think it's from Super Mario World. And some new courses are being added. That's all today. Then they had this weird game that I didn't know about. Apparently it's a 3DS game. Disney, what is it called? Magical World 2 Enchanted Edition. It's coming out this holiday. Imagine, like, I don't know, Kingdom Hearts, but not Kingdom Hearts at all. I don't know. I guess Kingdom Hearts is just the Disney part. It looks like it has, like, amiibo type people. Not amiibo. What's the word? Miis. Looks like it has Miis, and you're going around Disney doing Disney stuff. I don't know. Whatever. Interesting. Then they also announced that Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is making its way to the Switch, which that's going to be very cool. It's a game that a lot of people, myself included, hold very near and very dear in their hearts. But then they announced 2 cloud-based games, and this was kind of interesting. And that's going to be Dying Light 1 and 2. They're both cloud versions. So they've done this cloud version kind of thing for a couple games. And it's been pretty successful if you have a good internet connection. I have not actually tried any of the cloud version games myself, so I don't know. I don't know anything about Dying Light, so this might be a good place to jump in. But then something that I am very interested in came out, and that is the new kind of update for Triangle Strategy, Project Triangle Strategy, which is the new HD 2D game from Square Enix. Has the graphics of Octopath Traveler, but this one has the gameplay of Final Fantasy Tactics. And we have an official release date, March 4th, 2022. This is very cool because just like Octopath Traveler, just like Bravely Default 2, they made sure to say, hey, we took all the feedback that you guys had and we're implementing it in the game. I'll tell you what, both those games were way, way better because of it. So that to me, I think that Square needs to just keep doing that because they are kicking ass, in my opinion. Then they had some more Metroid Dread stuff. I'm going to be honest, I don't want to see any more Metroid Dread stuff. And not because I'm not excited. I'm super excited. And that's why I don't want to see any more. I just want to play it. I don't want you to tell me anymore. No more, this is what's going on, you're going here, you're doing that. I don't want to be spoiled. I have been waiting forever for this game. I just want to play it. It's going to be good. Shut up. You know what I mean? That's it. Oh man. This was the reason to watch the Direct, and man, it's so... There was a win that everyone knew was coming, and then a curveball. So, out of nowhere. And that is a new Nintendo Online plan. I knew they were going to do a new plan because there's no way they could add more stuff for free. I mean, you get so much for $20 a year. It's insane. So they're doing an expansion pass, they're calling it. We don't have pricing yet. They're going to talk about it more in October. It comes out at the end of October. But first things first, it is going to have N64 games. Oh my God, finally. They showed Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Mario Tennis. They showed Star Fox, Mario Kart. All going to have 4-player online, all going to have online play or local play 4-player. And they have, just like everyone saw the rumors and the announcements, there is going to be an N64 controller. It's going to be $50 when that comes out. And then they also said they're going to be updating with more games. And here's the thing that kind of squeaked by, because they only showed at the very end. But, they showed Kirby and the Crystal Stars, Majora's Mask. But then they showed Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie is owned by Rare. Rare is owned by Microsoft. I mean, when I think Banjo-Kazooie, I think the Nintendo 64, but I'm going to be honest, I've played it recently, and Banjo-Tooie, and I've played it most recently on my Xbox. So, I know there's been some good collaboration between Microsoft and Nintendo, but, this kind of stuff gives me hope for even more. I mean, we already saw Banjo in Smash, but now we're going to be getting him on the online service. I can't wait. They also said that they're going to have an update for existing members where you can kind of pay an extra fee to jump up to the next tier. All that will be announced next month. But the big news that, everyone was kind of really taken aback by, I think, at least I was so many people thought it was either going to be N64 or Game Boy. Some people were saying and would be awesome. There was an and, but Sega Genesis. Oh my God, Sega is coming with the Nintendo 64. They showed Streets of Rage, they showed Sonic, they showed Rystar, then they showed Phantasy Star, and so they had a quick little picture. Like I said, I'm packing right now, so I don't have any of this stuff in front of me, but they had a bunch of games that are coming out day and date with this service for both. Oh my God, so cool. Oh, also, Sega controller coming as well. That's also $50. I personally already have the 8-bit dough one, so I don't know if I'm going to do that, but who knows? Yeah, I'm stupid. I might end up buying it. Other than that, the next thing they showed was the Shadowrun games. It's a trilogy. They're actually doing a kind of a trilogy pack. That's cool and all, but then, oh man, Castlevania Advance Collection. All 3 Advanced Castlevania games, or Game Boy Advance Castlevania games, and Dracula X for the Super Nintendo, $20, And it's out now, because I'm making this video on Thursday, but you're watching it on Saturday, so it's already out. It came out today anyway, so out immediately. Oh man, I usually don't double dip and buy the digital, because this is going to be something. Limited Run Games already has a partnership. They've already done the Castlevania collection physically. I know they're going to do the Castlevania Advanced collection physically, but I might have to double dip and buy this one now. These games are so good, and I really want to play them. I got a work trip next week anyway, so I'm really, really tempted on that one. Now, the next game that was announced was like super left field. And if you know, you know, and if you don't, you should. And they are doing a HD version of ActRaiser. Oh my god. So many people are going to be like, what the hell is ActRaiser? ActRaiser was like the wildest game on Super Nintendo. It was like Sim City, where you go around like making like a village almost. But then you go in and do these like action, side-scrolling platformer combat levels. It was like the weirdest mix that worked so well. And I'm not going to lie, this HD version, when I first saw the graphics, I was like, is this something I'm going to be interested in? Because, like, let's take the Super Ghouls and Ghosts, that new remake they did. I thought it was ugly as sin, and I still stand by that. It does not look good to me. This looks good, though. The combat looks better, and, like, the thing is it's like they just tweaked it, and it just looks really crisp, really good. You can switch between the old and the new music. My God, it is something that I am just absolutely pumped for. Another thing that was announced was actually announced for PC like a few days ago, and that is Deltarune Chapter 2. If you don't know, Deltarune is kind of the follow-up to Undertale, and Chapter 1 is already on the Switch. A few years ago it came out, and now Chapter 2 launched today. So what do you know? Jump right in. Kind of cool to see that, get it in that big Nintendo Direct, rather than an indie one. Oh my God. So then this next thing was, this is like, oh, what's going on? Miyamoto comes out, and he is going to talk about a Mario movie. Now, before I talk about how crazy this Mario movie sounds and who is playing the characters, oh my God, this makes sense. First off, okay, so they're working with Illumination Studios. Think Despicable Me, The Minions, who likes those things, whatever. But I got to thinking about it, and this made a lot of sense to me when some of the actors popped in into who's going to be in this stuff. So let's do that first. I'm going to go roundabout here. So first off, who's playing the characters? First off, Mario is talking, which is weird. He's not supposed to talk. He's supposed to like gesture. But anyway, apparently he's going to talk a lot in this movie. You'd think it'd be Charles Martinet, Bowser and Mario. He's going to be doing a lot of cameos. He will be in the movie. But I'm just going to go through the list. Mario is going to be played by Chris Pratt. What? Luigi is going to be played by Charlie Day, which is wild. Anya Taylor-Joy is going to be Peach. She's actually really popular right now, so that kind of makes sense. Jack Black is going to be Bowser. Keegan-Michael Key is going to be Toad. And Seth Rogen is going to be Donkey Kong. And freaking Fred Armistene is going to be Cranky Kong. Like, what in the world is this? And I got to thinking about it. Like, what are all these seemingly random pieces of the puzzle? Like, what is going on here? But then I was like, wait a second. Jack Black was, like, he made a lot of money, really known for voiceovers for Kung Fu Panda, which was DreamWorks. DreamWorks and Illuminations kind of go hand in hand with Universal Studios. Chris Pratt also does all the Jurassic Park movies, Jurassic World movies, which is Universal Studios. And then I made the connection. Wait, Universal Studios has freaking Nintendo Land. Buh. So all these kind of crazy, seemingly random pairings and puzzle pieces really make a lot of sense. Universal Studios owns, or at least partners heavily with all of the people and the companies that are being made to do this movie. So what does seem like insanity kind of logically makes sense. The choices are still batshit crazy. I cannot picture these voices for any of these characters. I don't know. This is one that I'm going to ask you guys, let me know what you think in the comments below, because what in the world is up with that? After that, actually before that there was a sizzle reel I didn't talk about, but who really cares? Then they talked about Splatoon 3. Splatoon 3, You know, I feel bad for Splatoon in my own mind because I never played Splatoon, any of them. So when Splatoon 3 came out, which is a huge, profitable flagship freaking game for Nintendo, I just didn't care, and I don't care about this one. If you guys do, you know, let me know why I should care, but I don't, so sorry. And then the final bit, and this one has some stuff too. Maybe I'm thinking too much. So first off, they're like, all right, we're going to close with one more thing. And they show this, like, really mature looking, like, you know, army guys shooting at a monster. And you're like, okay, well, this doesn't seem very Nintendo-ish. And then all of a sudden you see that, like, dog cop thing from Astral Chain. And you're like, okay, Astral Chain was awesome. And Platinum Games, interesting. And then a pea gets shot into the monster's head. You're like, okay, Platinum Games, I get it. Boom. Bayonetta 3. So Bayonetta 3, and they even brought this up, was announced in 2017. And they're like, look, it's finally going to be made in 2022. We're friggin' sorry. Here you go. They showed a bunch of gameplay. But then some cool stuff happened. They had, you know, how you can use the moves to summon your final moves. You can actually now summon stuff and have, like, kaiju battles. But that's when a couple things kind of went really quick that I wanted to point out. Obviously, at the very end, they kind of had this weird kind of tease thing where, like, a sword cuts the 2022 in half, and it shows, like, what looks like Virgil. Now, it could just be some generic character, but the reason I think it is Virgil, like, I think it is Virgil. I think this is a crossover in some way, and that is because if you go look during the kaiju fight where she's transforming into different things, you know, dragon, whatever, they have that freaking spider scorpion thing from Devil May Cry 1. So you see the spider scorpion thing from Devil May Cry 1. You see what I assume is Virgil. It does say Platinum Games and Sega. I don't know. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. You know what? It almost kind of makes me Devil May Dante for Smash next 2 weeks. Maybe that's too much. But still, I think Devil May Cry is going to be involved somehow with Bayonetta 3. Let me know what you guys think. But that was it. That was the direct, you know, awesome. I'm super pumped. Let me know which of those announcements you're pumped for in the comments down below. I'm just going to kind of end it here. Like I said, I got to get back to packing. But, man, hey, as always, guys, take it easy.